Alright guys, it's currently 2 a.m. in the morning as I'm recording this voiceover for this video, but as you can see, this is going to be my first ever PC build. So here are all my parts, and I'll make sure to list all the parts in the description down below. And there's Uncle Brent. Alright, so here we have our B550 motherboard from MSI, and here I'm just taking it out and placing it on top of the box. And I'm going to be installing the RAM and the SSD first because the CPU is still on the way. So you PC gurus out there, don't roast me in the comments for, installing the RAM and the SSD before the CPU. So, alright, so here we're just installing 16 gigabytes of RAM, 3600 megahertz from RipJaws, and here we got 1 terabyte SSD from Western Digital. And here I'm just unscrewing the heat shield from the motherboard, and you'll see in a bit how I'll be screwing down the SSD. With a really tiny screw, by the way. Anyways, here I'm installing back the heat shield and screwing that back on. I'm saying. So yeah, the CPU did end up arriving. Yeah, so I ended up getting the Ryzen 7 3800X, and here I'm just taking out the cooler and placing the lever up for me to put the CPU on soon. And let me just tell you, this was such a nerve-wracking moment since, I don't know, it was just such a small and delicate piece of hardware that, I don't know, I just heard so many stories about people screwing up at this point. But anyways, here's me placing on the CPU cooler. And let me just say, this was also a hella stressful moment because that lever right there, you had to apply so much pressure for it to actually clip onto the motherboard. But anyways, here's me just, prepping the case, taking out the side panels. And bro, like, let me tell you, I bought two 140 millimeter fans from Amazon, right? So I could place it in the front of the case to provide like some good airflow and stuff. But dude, it didn't come with any screws, so I just ended up using the two stock fans that the case came with and just screwing it to the front panel here. So yeah, I just have two random fans sitting in my closet, just collecting dust, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, I also installed the two RGB fans in the back from NZXT as well. And oh yeah, my phone was like on top of a wipes container. So yeah, now that everything is installed onto the motherboard, here I'm just placing it inside the case and making sure it's aligned with the standoffs. So here I'm just screwing it on to the case, and I think for this voiceover I'm just gonna do a one-take run right now since I really want to go to sleep soon. But here we got our power supply, 600 watts, I believe. I don't know, I don't really remember, but the thing I hated about this power supply is because it was non-modular, so I had to deal with a bunch of wires and just like making sure it fits under the case, that little like slot part of the case. But here's me screwing it on. Now I'm saying, just routing the 24-pin connector, and I forgot I had sleeve cables that I got for Christmas from my good friend Brent Nguyen. Anyways, here's just me placing it on, and you'll see later on in the video how they're actually defected. But anyways, here's me putting the sleeve cables on the 8-pin CPU connector as well. And let me just tell you, I'm just gonna skip all over the wiring and shit since it was just such a mess. But bro, let me tell you about this graphics card, man. Shout out to Bronson Stearns for showing me the ins and outs of copying a graphics card in this economy or in just this day of age. But anyways, here's me realizing that I actually needed to unscrew another like panel there, and yeah, here's me installing the graphics card. Very cool, very neat. You can hear that click. And here's me being a goon and dropping the screw. And here we're just installing the graphics card, bro. Yup, thumbs up. So this is currently what I'm working with. But pretty much this is what I have so far. Yeah, a lot of shit, don't mind that. Yeah, so I hooked up the graphics card. I still need to hook up like the RGB fans. It's like really confusing. I still have to like look things up. But yeah, almost done. So we're back at it again. Here what happened was the PC wouldn't turn on. So I was freaking out because this was like $1,300 down the drain if it wouldn't turn on, bro. Pretty much what happened was it wouldn't turn on. It kept flickering whenever I tried to turn it on and plugging it into wall and all that. I called up my friend Bronson, right? After like 30 minutes to an hour, we figured out that it was a problem with these extension cords, which is alright since I thought it was a problem with like the motherboard itself. I don't know, maybe I like short-circuited it or something. After taking these off, the PC would turn on every time. So also there's no RGB at the moment since I need to buy a fan hub. Also my setup is like hella jank since I'm displaying it on my TV at the moment. So this right here is hella old. It's like, yeah, look how crusty it looks like. It's not really HDMI. It's the VGA, I think. Anyways, it's whatever. It's honestly just for aesthetic purposes. I got the RGB fans to work. I had to order a fan hub over here. It was only like 25 bucks. Alright, so just to close out this video, here's just me, you know, like assembling my 165Hz monitor from MSI as well, 24 inches. But yeah, like and subscribe, bro. I'm just doing this video for fun. Hopefully you guys liked it.